Hello and welcome everybody to the LOOT.BET CS Season 5. I'm very happy to be here today. My name is Squid and I'm joined by the beautiful, fabulous Jeet. How you doing over there, Jeet?
I'm doing all right, and I like that you're lying right off the bat to make me feel good. That's
Oh
always a
no.
good one. Don't call me beautiful, man.
He's
Please.
absolutely beautiful. Like if you've seen him, he is like a stunner. Like Jeet. You gotta have that self-confidence. We're here today watching some of the most premier online CS you can get. And now we've even got game signed, so that's good.
That's a good start. But yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I mean, we got some interesting teams in this one. Got Unique versus Prosto. I believe it's supposed to be pronounced. And
Prosto.
Prosto,
Yes.
if I remember correctly. I mean, it's been a while since I've covered this team, but I believe that's the way people used to tell me that it's supposed to be pronounced. So if nothing changed, it should still be like that. Either way, two interesting lineups, two lineups that know each other quite well, and that could make for a very interesting matchup.
People always rage at me calling them pro100 or anything else for that matter. So yeah, I think we might stick to the Prosto today. But yeah, they start on Train. I think an interesting map, especially for this CIS game, a map that the CIS teams are often very good at, knowing how to actually take map control towards the front of the A-bomb site. Obviously, lots of pop dog control you'll probably see today. And I think that we'll probably see, and I don't want to jinx it, but quite high and heavy CT sides.
Oh, we should, for sure. As I said, this is two teams that know each other quite well. It's two teams from the same region. And something in Counter-Strike that's very common is when you have two teams from the same region, they tend to, like, practice quite a bit, scrim quite a bit against one another. And that means that we're gonna see them, try a bunch of things that they've tried in practice and that they've, tried to perfect in practice. These two teams, there's no doubt in my mind, they've scrimmed against each other on this map before, so we are probably gonna see a fairly close game between these two. I think there's a good possibility of a third map actually.
Yeah, and obviously third maps, that's what we're looking for. I think that did we have one or two third map series last time we cast in the close qualifiers? We had that double best of 3 day. I think both went to 3 maps, or was it only just the first series? I can't remember.
The first definitely did. I don't think the second one did.
I think it was close.
I don't remember. Honestly, I don't remember.
I always just black out during Counter-Strike casting. You might as well. I think my real conscious is in a coffin somewhere, and I'm just here like a talking head, just a voice without a body, without a soul. I'm actually just a floating voice floating through the internet.
It's a little bit dark.
It's true, it's true. I'm just a floating voice, Jeet. Either way, back to the pistol round, back to the Counter-Strike action. Team Unique starting on the T side here, of course, Prosto. They're going to be initially defending, so a bit of an advantage here, I would say. They can get off to the good, powerful start, and then we'll have to see Team Unique potentially try and make a comeback in the second half, but not to get ahead of ourselves. And with a pistol round here, not many nades from the Team Unique side. That's quite unusual from a Train T setup. So yeah, I'll be expecting some fast run and gun style play, probably again towards Ivy. Yekindar hidden right around the corner, needs to catch one by surprise. He does, but misses the shots. It's World Edit next to tap away one, and now Team Unique, they are aggressively closing on this site, but Prosto, I think they're going to be able to shut them down here. The USPs initially connecting, but then a couple of players falling. Nickelback hidden at the back here, just tucked away inside this A-bomb site to potentially stop the C4 from going down. But he has to be, yeah, very careful from above. Now they even know where Waylander is, so they can plant and cover this 1 versus 2.
Gonna be a tough one here for Waylander to bring this one back. As you said, he is in a 1-on-2 against Salty and Finvicious. Finvicious has a good position up above. Salty is going to be a tough one to deal with as well, as he can just dance around the site. Waylander pushing in closer towards the site itself. Gonna lay down the smoke. He spots his opponent up on the train, but Salty will eventually shut him down. That's gonna be Unique picking up the pistol. That's a good start here on the T side. As you alluded to, it can be very difficult to get rounds on the T side on train. It is a fairly heavy CT-sided map. But this is a good start. As long as you pick up the pistol on the T side, you have a really, really good opportunity to get, the ball rolling, so to speak, right off the bat.
Yeah, and to get those minimum acceptable rounds on the board, you want to be aiming for at least 3 or 4 at the lower end. And often you don't even see that. You see a lot of 12-3, 13-2 halves on train. Let's see if Prosto, with this pretty heavy buy here, can slow things down. And against the MAC-10s initially, they fall to pieces. It looks to be Team Unique putting the bomb down on that B bomb site ever so shortly. And I'm absolutely certain that this CT side will try and save.
That would definitely be the right call, though. Like, just holding on to their weapons for the next round. Because next round is going to be an eco for them. If they can hold on to this Desert Eagle, the C-Set, and the Scout for that next round, that would give them a better opportunity of actually dealing some economical damage. Not that it would matter all that much. I would have liked to see them, get 1 kill, maybe 2 in this round. Then they can actually have an impact in the next. But even holding on to their weapons at this point, yeah, sure, it might give them an opportunity in the next. But unless they win the next round, it's not going to hurt the economy that much.
So 2-0 on the board. A good start from Team Unique. Obviously a very closely matched pair of teams here to start today off. We're into the main tournament where we've got all these teams competing for 30,000 big fat dollars. Sorte, he's the first man to get the rifle out. From Vicious, likewise, with an AK-47 in hand. Of course, Prosto's not going to go for any follow-up reinvestment here into the third, as they want to just keep the triple pistols in hand and try and do some damage. In that regard, in that respect, it allows the SMGs to just tear in, potentially. Let's see if this aggressive Scout can do anything. I like the Molotov to just force Nickelback back. He's just unable to really get anything done. And you see, that Scout has maximum effect when it's prodding and pushing into the T's, when it's actually finding somebody by surprise, and he's unable to do that here. Now the only real danger is the Deagle, and that gets caught out as well. Yakandar drops. There will be a third round here from Team Unique, and it seems to be very, very clean with the bark and the bite taken out of the Prosto Sting.
Yeah, that was very smart with the initial molly there, and furthermore, not making noise when you push up into that molly. It's very, very, well, not necessarily impressive, but it's good thinking. Because if you make the noise, your opponent is going to hear you. Obviously, he has the opportunity to fall back very easily and just play it safe. But when you sneak up, shift walking the entire way, you're going to catch him completely off guard, which is exactly what happened. Great stuff here from Finvicious as well. He's just holding for the flank. He finds 2. It is Peshanoi with a nice little triple for the round, though. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Shift walking the entire way through. Soon as he spots his opponent, shuts him down, rushes forward, finds the player on the side as well, takes him down. He's completely unaware, or at least he doesn't think he's that close. Very, very nice little trick here for Unique.
Yeah, I think that they obviously spotted that Scout in the first round. It was hidden away on the A bomb site. And that whole play was based around knowing that there's probably going to be some sniper aggression coming from heaven, just trying to neutralize the impact of that. Now he's got the AWP, though. It's double AWPs for Prosto, so a change of pace. They want to keep the distance long, but you can see, again, Team Unique going for the smaller bomb site. They want these close quarters angles all taken. And they know that, yeah, D-Mystic, he can come up behind, but moving up ladder, going up Pop Dog for the flank is always pretty much the most dangerous place that you can really push in the whole of train. And this is not even really a bonus round for Team Unique. They've only got the 1 SMG kept alive, so Passionoi didn't want to go for the upgrade. There's no real point here. He can pick up a rifle from one of his fallen teammates, or just head in first and be the initial pincer to force Prosto back. So the rotate It's already come over. 3 players on the B bomb site. Now 2 is Sorty. I'm not sure how he found that frag.
It was boosted.
Oh, wow. That is so
Boosted on the
intelligent.
railing. Yeah, it's something we see more and more, and it's a nice boost, and when it works, it looks absolutely brilliant. 3-on-4 situation already, as Nickelback does manage to answer back with a frag of his own. But in the meantime, the rest of Unique, a bit of a pump fake as they first throw a bit of utility over towards the B bomb site. And then Fenvicious just pushing forward towards A. Oh, Pashenoi. That should have been an easy frag, but he misses his opportunity. This could be a bit costly here, but I feel like... Okay, so the bomb has ticked for quite a bit already. Polt is in a good spot here, and they don't check it immediately, so he finds the first, could find the second, does exactly that, and needs to be careful now. The bomb is not planted directly for him. Dimasic is sitting on it. He's got the time. Oh, yes, he does. Dimasic finds the defuse, and Prosto will find the round. Polt had a good position, but he needed his teammate on the side to get at least one.
That's one of those robbed away rounds, isn't it? Where Polt is pretty much doing everything right here. He even finds a second kill with, like, just in the nick of time, but he doesn't challenge for that third and final frag. And sometimes that little bit of complacency can really cost you a round. Jump on that bomb. It's only 5 seconds. That goes incredibly quickly when you're on the attacking side and you're trying to stop a defuse coming in. 5 seconds feels like absolutely nothing. It feels like an absolute marathon when you're trying to get to that bomb site. And yeah, it's a bit of a misstep there. Even with your running shoes on, you're not going to get out. I think Team Unique have shown us some good proficiency on this T side, though. And once again, massive damage coming into the A bomb site. 2 players initially falling, only traded back by 1. World Edit can only do single damage. Yakindar as well takes 1 away. And Team Unique aren't trading with each other. That could have been a pair of very easy trades there, but instead, Yakindar's got the rifle in hand, and it's a 3v3.
Yeah, Ruben there, a bit caught out by the flashbang, unfortunately. And as he goes for the peek, 2 players are staring him down. Not much he could have done. Yakindar finds the frag nice and easy, picks up the SG. Again, not the greatest buy here for Prosto. But obviously still plenty of money for Unique. 2 players on the B bomb site for that defense. That's a great peek coming in from Polt. Polt was the main force in the previous round, at least towards the end of it. He's trying to do the same for this one. Fenvicious on the flank now, on the back line. Finds the first, needs to find one more onto Yakindar. Yakindar pushing up towards the site. Fenvicious shuts him down, nice and easy. 2 kills for him towards the end here, and Unique with the 4th round on the board.
It could have been 5, though. Remember that they obviously threw away that 4th round just earlier on. It was actually round 4. Where Prosto have actually been stacking these sites fairly convincingly and actually quite overwhelmingly. Unique, when they move into a site, they're usually pressured by 3 defenders, or if it was it's always been 4 defenders. So the rotate from Prosto, which is actually the most important part of the defense on CT side train, has actually been very strong. They just haven't been hitting their shots, and Unique have really been picking them apart. They've been solving this puzzle very effectively, and that's reflected in the scoreline. And if this continues, what I've seen from their very dominating T side, then it's not going to stop at 5. They're going to get a lot more rounds in this. And it's just due to this train T side proficiency that we don't often see. Being able to bait players out of position. Obviously, that B attack has been very strong. They've won that B bomb site 2 times in a row with 3 defenders holding down. So they haven't exactly telegraphed elsewhere, successfully at least. They've always been greeted by a lot of defenders, but those defenders, their impact has actually been neutralized. So it's 5-1 on the board. Lots of rifles in the hands of Team Unique, and more importantly, lots of money. There's going to be back-to-back buys, lots of pressure done to this CT side as a push is about to come into the A-bomb site. You can see it's just slow and steady. There's the entry.
Pretty good reaction there from Salty. Getting saved by his teammate as well. Good teamwork here to start off with for Unique. And Pope finds one alongside with Robin, who gets a double. It's going to be all on Waylander. And yeah, as you said, well, first of all, we thought this was going to be a fairly heavy CT-sided map between these two teams. But that's the thing. We mentioned that these two teams have definitely scrimmed against each other on this map. I'm not saying that is what's doing this unnecessarily, but there's definitely that potential of Unique just reading their opponents really well and knowing, okay, they play roughly these spots. We know exactly where they're going to be peaking. So it's going to be easy for us to shut them down no matter where we push. And at the end of the day, if you put more time into like prep work for a certain team, you're going to have a slight advantage. Obviously, on paper, Prosto are the better team. Wait. Yeah, they are.
Yeah, no, I
Prosto
would
are
say that
definitely
they
the better
probably
team
are
here.
as well. Like they, I don't know if it's fair to. Well, no, I think it's fair to say that they do have the bigger names.
LOOT.BET, made for live betting.
I think it's fair to say that they've got the bigger names, but in terms of how they're actually playing right now, their form, I think this one's definitely all up in the air. You can see that Team Unique 6-1 right now, trying to make this T-sided lead even more overwhelming. If you finish a CT side with 9 rounds, you're actually a little bit worried at that point. That means that you've got to take 7 rounds on your T side as well. And I can't necessarily see Prosto doing that. I have jinxed this game one time already.
It's clear that they've scrimped before. They know roughly what each other are doing. That goes both ways. You got to remember that. So, yeah, Unique, they definitely know what they're doing against Prosto here for Unique's T side, but we can see the same happen when Prosto gets on the T side. So it doesn't necessarily mean that even if Unique gets like 10 rounds on the T side, doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be over. Prosto, we've seen them, well, I've seen them plenty of times in the past getting back from a deficit. So it is definitely possible. It's not going to be easy on a map like this. But, I mean, the possibility is there. And I'm looking forward to see what they can bring out. But they need to bring something out pretty quickly, must admit. As you alluded to, the economy is really good for Unique.
Again, it's obviously not so good for Prosto here. And you can just see all of these openings going Team Unique's way. Every single round, it seems like they're picking up the first 1 or 2 kills. And on train, that's your big advantage on the CT side. Those opening frags when you're in position and your opponents aren't. Van Vicious, he's able to pick up yet another. And we see another 3 versus 2 situation. Team Unique, they're looking so powerful right now. Here on the A-bomb site once again. Looks like they're not going to let this one go. And instead just hunt for these exit frags. And I think World Edit's going to be stood all out in the open for the AWP to take control. Zorte finds another. It's all down to Dima. He's the only player with an AK-47. He's actually the only player alive for Prosto. After all of his teammates have fallen. And we will see a 7th round come to fruition. But this is where it really matters. Another buy round for Prosto.
Yeah. Pretty smart here from Salty. I want to point that out real quick. We saw him in towards T connector. He was watching Pop Dog from that position. But he heard his opponent, which is why... Well, he heard both of them running in apps. Which is why he briefly looked up into the air just to pinpoint exactly like, are they in spawn or are they in house? And then immediately when he figured out where they were, he just knife out, ran down towards Ivy, took the peak from that position, and instantly found World Edit. So great stuff there from Salty. But yeah, as you said, very important round here for Prosto. The problem is, we've alluded to this a couple of times, there's so much money on Unique's side of it. So even if Prosto wins this one, they need a pretty clean round. Like, they cannot lose more than 2 players in this one. Otherwise, the next is going to be a trouble. Especially seeing as Unique has so much money that they can buy up very comfortably for the next 3 rounds or something like that. It's gonna be an uphill struggle here for Prosto for sure.
Yeah, and they've obviously taken a pause to contemplate this just before their next buy round. I think I can hear the little clicks. They must be getting back into the action now. 1-7 here. Even if they close this half out flawlessly and find an 8-7, that's still advantageous for this T side. Look at that. Look at that little filter that's being used. That little Western filter. I love that. That little beautiful. Beautiful like cheats. 7-1.
Down, buddy.
1 minute 45 on the board, of course. Start of this 9th round. That Molotov's not going to do all too much, but that nade will. All the nade stack into main. Just falls a tiny bit short. That could have done catastrophic damage. And now World Edit posted right above this smoke. Can find Zorty Zorp. The AK and M4's already rained out for 1 and 2. So this, what a convincing round here. The first convincing round of the game for Prosto. As Pult wants to do it all on his lonesome. And I think he's going to get taken down as well. A completely clean round. A must win. And with 5 alive, they're really going to be feeling the heat after that.
Yeah, this is exactly what I was talking about. Prosto, they needed a clean round. They got the cleanest round, not losing a single player for this one. They did invest. Well, we see it here. They are reinvesting a little bit into utility because they did use some. Seems like I'm having some issues with my microphone, unfortunately. I'll try and fix that in a little bit. But yeah, as I said, very important round here for Prosto, and they managed to get the job done.
Yeah, that's what's most important right now is them just clinging on and having successful rounds. Remember, if they can close this half out assertively, it's always ready for the taking that they can do this on their T side as well. We know that Prosto, they're very experienced on the T side of Train. So they're making a comeback isn't out of the realm of possibility. It's about then taking the pistol, then manhandling the economy of your enemies. It's usually the way that you want to be approaching things. And Team Unique, after a little bit of CT success, have actually slowed this way down. They're just right now watching the choke points, looking for a push over by Ivy, over by Main, expecting Prosto to get aggressive. But you can see that a man up, they've just turtled down on these bomb sites. They don't need to make any push, any approach whatsoever. So, clock down to 40 here. And it's actually time for the push to come through. Over by Pop, you can see this little bit of map control taken. I think Yakandar's the only player watching onto it. He'll spot the initial peak from afar. Now the push is about to come in. World Edit's actually getting taken from behind. Yakandar, good damage, but finally gets taken away. World Edit, 22 HP. Needs to stay alive, doesn't. Zorty, great headshot. Pult's already out. And Dima's holding right behind, but Nickelback, he gets taken away as well. They need to contend with Pop Dog. He gets taken away. It's only Waylander remaining. A great headshot to open things up, but he's got a doublet to find, and only 30 seconds on the board to do it. Waylander closes in. Oh, second man. That was an opportunity. Could have been the headshot as the Molotov rains in, but it's too long. Waylander, with a lot of space to work with, wants to go right over the top. He's running out of bullets, running out of health, and another one from Unique.
Yeah, once again, as I said, this is the big problem. Unique, they have so much money to work with that they answer right back. They push straight into it. They get the buy that they need pretty much, and it's all they need. 2 players surviving. Plenty of money still remains in the bank here for Unique. Buying up is not going to be an issue for probably the remainder of this one, unless something goes completely wrong. And on the other hand, Prosto, they did manage to save up a bit of money, seeing as they had more or less a clean round. But they only have enough for this one buy. After this, they're going to be broken again. So again, very important round here for Prosto.
And again, you can see the Team Unique economy. Pashnoi, he's almost at $13,000, so he can pretty much single-handedly buy for his team. Money is not going to be a pressure for this T side for at least the next couple of rounds. At least the next one. And even after that, that loss bonus will start building up. And they'll have more cash in their pockets. A triple defense again on the B-bomb site, but the flashes are perfect. Waylander forced back, and that limits any damage that he can do. C4 in the open, but Prosto, they do hold on. A quadruplet of frags, and it's only Pult remaining. He's going to get likely caught by behind. It looked like Waylander might just move into his position, but doesn't quite happen. World Edit spots him. They know exactly where he's playing from. Taken out of the server. And funnily enough, 2 of the 3 rounds that Prosto have won have been these completely clean rounds, and this didn't look like it was going to be one of them. Obviously, Waylander initially flashed. Felt like he was probably a goner, but supported by 3 players on the defense. A great over-rotate once again, 3-8.
Again, as soon as I say that they need a clean round, they get the cleanest round they can get. Very important stuff, once again, for Prosto. That means that even if they lose this round, they still have enough money to buy up in the next. Exactly what we saw previously, but they need to get some rounds on the board. They need to bring these rounds together and get more than just one at a time. Unique already on 8. Ooh, he's going to get caught. Great reaction coming in from Yakinder. Actually, a good angle on that. Observing there from the observer. Vicious will take him down eventually. Yakinder finding the first shot. That was a nice one.
Yeah, I'm surprised that he even gets away with one there. Obviously, against that run boost, he should be absolutely done. It's pretty much a Hail Mary flick. At that point, you're just wanting to instantly eliminate those players. But it does work out. And now World Edit's next on the defensive. He's got that AWP in hand. And there's only one player facing him down. Remember that if they were really looking to get onto this A-bomb site, they would be looking for refrags, but not even needed. World Edit doesn't want to take the shot, but I think he does get spotted. So now Team Unique should know that the AWP is playing on that A-bomb site. They're going to go elsewhere against only Waylander towards B. He's holding right towards the back with the Krieg. And Dima could be right on the flank, so it's all a matter of timing here. Whether Robin, is he going to look behind? Waylander cannot hit the spray down. Now Dima, he's right on the flank, so he could attempt to stop this bomb from going down, but it's a little too fast. Pashnoi, he's got a flank of his own, but you see Team Unique, they are watching, they're behind. They know that they are ever so slightly compromised. I love this from Pashnoi. He's coming in from the rear. However, Heaven not being checked, his position has actually kind of been countered. He's not going to have any effectiveness. This will be a round nonetheless. World Edit should save the AWP with no aggressive anywhere near.
Yeah, as you said, Passionoi actually went through T connector, and typically you would see a player like that on that flank going over towards connector rather than pop dog. So a bit interesting to see him go for that move. We do see the ADR here, the split between the players, the scoreboard thus far. Pult has been doing really well in a couple of these rounds, but it's a bit interesting to see them all sitting below or at 90. It's not that often we see that. Every once in a while, we see it, but for the most part, we'll have like one player on... Well, I think most of the games, probably 90% of the games I've ever watched, we have one player who's above 105 or 110 or something like that. And the rest is going to be like slightly below that.
I think what's interesting for this T side is they're just finding openings galore. That just should not happen on the T side of Train. They've been so successful. And that's obviously the second time that Yekendar's sniper rifle, firstly the Scout, now the expensive AWP, has been caught out very early in the round. You're always going to be looking for those opening frags from Heaven. And obviously it is a high risk, high reward play. However, Zorti, I love this boost. Earlier we missed it. There's nobody holding right at those back trains right now over by Connector. Instead, the defense is holding incredibly close. You've seen that Team Unique, as soon as they get those openings, they slow things down. They make Prosto sweat. They really don't want to allow them to get aggressive at all. Waylander's got a great position in Zorte. Takes the aggressive peek. Robin, next in line, drops the bomb, and now it's Pashnoi versus 3. They're going to line up for him, but he won't be able to find the frags. Not successful, it's 9-4. Yes, I love this. And he sits on that ladder waiting for the Molotov to be thrown.
Very well played in that round from Prosto. And finally, they've actually managed to deal economical damage to Team Unique. But the problem now is, including this one, there's 2 rounds left, rather, for this half. So yeah, sure, they've managed to deal some economical damage at this point. But it's probably a bit too little, a bit too late. Salty does find the first frag. Takes a good chunk of damage in the process, but still barely alive.
Push coming in towards Ivy. World Edit's the next player on the offensive. He's got this AWP, and I think, yeah, he's going to be wanting to get aggressive here. As soon as he finds this initial frag, he's going to be... Oh, challenged! Where's the challenge? Zorte doesn't quite go for the peak there, and the smoke goes down. World Edit now hidden right around the corner, wrapped away. I'm not sure how he missed that shot. Obviously, the bullet tapped into the metal and only tags and doesn't frag. Zorte somehow stays alive, and Vicious with him. 12 and 13 health points, respectively. And World Edit continues to hold the angle. I'm sure that there'll be a counter peek here. Another offensive from Pop Dog. As one peeks, I think another will just swing in and try and eliminate World Edit. With the AWP, it's either you get the collat, 1 kill or 4 back, or you straight up die. World Edit instantly loses that duel. Headshot from Van Vicious, and he's on barely a health point to talk of. Instantly gets taken away. Nickelback doesn't quite know that they're a second and third player towards Pop, though. As they move in, it's another instant shot. Team Unique seem crisp this morning. As Robin might be able to finish this one off single-handedly. Only Waylander left. A 1 versus 2. But on the A side of Train, this is a notoriously hard map to retake on. And especially as Pashnoi. He's been spotted already. Waylander... How is he going to be able to breach this one? The cross even seen. They know that he's holding behind Green Train. And Pashnoi is going to take him away. Double digits on the T side for Unique.
10-4 on the T side. Ugh. How do you cope with this if you're Prosto? I mean, the only thing I can see is, once again, they've definitely scrimmed against each other before. It's very clear from the way that they're playing at this point. So there is potential that Prosta knows how Unique plays on this CT side as well. That could give them a slight edge in the second half. But even then, like, the morale's gotta be a little bit low for this one. At least that's my thinking. Pashanoi gets the first, but Demasic with a nice little double here, almost catching the triple as well, but not quite. Eventually will get taken down. Waylander having issues hitting even one shot. And that's going to be 11 on the board for Unique on the T side. Ouch.
Yeah, what a half. That was really damaging. And yeah, another one obviously on the board. 11-4 now. That is just right about as one-sided as it possibly can get. You can see on the On the CT side, not many players posting double-digit frags, only the one there. See all throughout the half. You're about to see a Team Unique highlight reel here of how to entry frag, pretty much with the exception of a couple. Pulp. This was quite a nice little play, but does actually lose that round in effect. But yeah, you just see ProStar actually finding a couple more frags in this reel than I thought. But yeah, halftime here, it's just been such a one-sided half, and you'll see that score creep up and up and up and up as Team Unique pretty much dominated in the opening here. All over the board. Pretty much, yeah, a Team Unique highlight reel. Starts of round number 16. Pistols here, of course, Passionoid. He's picked up a couple of nades. HE, smoke, flash. Zorte's got the kit in pocket, in hands. Prosto didn't have a single kit. There's Nickelback. He does get aggressive on the offset. Finds that initial pickup. A minute 24 on the board. And they will be moving into, the B-bomb site, but the flank's taken care of. Robin now knows that there's actually nobody else playing within main. He got incredibly aggressive there. I'm sure that the push is about to come through. That nade, is it going to have any effect? He bounces it upwards, but all three players coming from heaven and taps missed. They need to get onto this B-bomb site now. As the C4 was dropped in the open. Now Passionoid trying to get even a couple of taps in. A 2 versus 4. This bomb is just about going to go down. And now these Glocks have to rain hell on this CT side. Dima will go for an aggressive peek. There's one, but he's got 3 more to find. And the reload needs to come through. He gets caught off guard. And there's the defuse. Comes in 4-12 now. The hellish start just continues, doesn't it?
It's not looking great. I mean, that's quite an understatement, obviously. It's looking really bad here for Unique. Or for Prosto, rather. Unique, on the other hand, yeah. This looks like it might just be a good map for them. This might just be their map. Prosto, maybe, just maybe, having a little bit of issues on this one. But obviously, it is a best of 3, so we could see them change things up ever so slightly for that second map of the series. It's not looking likely that they'll make this comeback a possibility at this point, though.
No, we do see this quite a lot, though, don't we? Where one team comes out of the gates just so fiery, and then they go to sleep, maybe even get complacent map 2. This is one of these series where that could definitely happen. Team Unique, like, even if they get up to 16 early, that's only one map in a 3-map series. So, 1 minute 17 here on the board, and Prosto trying to move their way and work through to the A-bomb site. Then Vicious, he's going to just check for a gun barrel, an arm, and then instantly toss out smoke through. But he actually responds early. So Prosto, they're going to be locked right behind here. And there's a nade to follow. Great damage onto Nickelback. Half HP now. Exactly so. 50 seconds left. As Team Unique, they haven't conceded even a single casualty. And World Edit, is he about to make his way in? There's the Deagle posted on this corner. Any push through this smoke is oh so dangerous. But Zorte right up above. And there's just the capitalization. Waylander, he's also been spotted. Final player, he has the AK-47 in hand. But up against 3, it's not meant to be. 13-4.
Once again, good stuff here for Unique. Once again, not much Prosto could do in this round. And at this point already, 13-4. They don't really have a whole lot of money to work with for this round. They are going to be on a bit of an eco. Then it's going to be 14-4, just 2 rounds after that in favor of Unique. This map is pretty much in the bag already for Unique.
It's been a sad situation, hasn't it? It's been pretty much Unique dominating and decimating since the start. We've seen nothing competitive out of the Prosto side. They haven't been hitting their shots. And they've also been playing what I hate to see and what I like to call solo Counter-Strike. They're just playing together. They're not playing together, sorry. They are holding completely apart. And you can see it right now with the setup. Let's say that Passionoi gets his frag. There's nobody to refrag onto Yakandar. And that means freebies for Team Unique all over the map. We saw it on the CT side where Team Unique, they were able to take these angles aggressively and just find one by one. And Prosto, they're just not playing as a team. So if there's one way to guarantee that you lose the map just instantly, it's exactly in that fashion. Nickelback, one headshot being dealt. Picks up an SMG, but this one is just over. He's got 40 seconds to try and play into their hands. You can see that he's just being sandwiched in. One player behind as well does heavy damage. There's no correct answer here. He might just try and get a bomb plant. There's nobody actually playing on the B bomb site, so a plant could have been successful, but it's 14-4.
14-4 indeed. Now, the thing here is that Prosto, the next map is their choice. That's going to be Overpass. This one has been chosen by Unique, so that does suggest that Unique feel comfortable on it. The stats does not suggest that Unique are super strong on this map. Currently, Unique in the last 3 months have 56% win rate here on Train. Prosto with 50%, so they win half of the games that they play on it. And it's fairly similar on Overpass. Overpass is not like a massively great map for either of these two teams. Well, I mean, it's still slightly better for Unique, but with a much smaller sample size. So last 3 months, Unique have played Overpass 3 times and Prosto 17 times. So that does suggest that Prosto, first of all, that they play more, and second of all, that they enjoy playing Overpass.
More than likely that they're good at it. That's the first opening frag that we've seen in quite a while from World Edit. He finally punches in with the AWP and does at least a tickle of damage onto this CT side. Passionoi is right around this corner, and as they smoke, this MP9 is just going to be precariously close. If he finds this frag onto Dima, the likelihood is he could even take away the AWP as well if World Edit just misses one shot. This could all fall apart. The flash goes right over his head, and Dima is able to find the pickup. Now, 2 defenders on the A bomb site with the rotate coming swiftly through. World Edit just gets caught off guard. Lots of damage dealt. Wayland are able to take Robin right out of the server. And iPole, yeah, right around the corner. That's map point here on Train, and this match is pretty much over as soon as it started. This has been so one-sided for this. Just great timings all over the board from the Unique side. They do have their finger on the pulse, this map.
(15-4). This is going to be over in just a moment. I believe maybe even after this round. Prosto, we haven't seen a whole lot from them. We've seen a couple of rounds on the CT side where they actually got stuff done. And pretty much one-sided rounds as well in their favor. But right after winning a round, they lose the next. So at the end of the day, Unique have just been playing way better here on Train. And it is going to be coming down to Overpass for Prosto. Now the big question is this going to be a 2-0 affair in favor of the slight underdogs in this one? Or will Prosto actually bring it back on Overpass?
Yeah, because all of the air has just been let out of this Prosto balloon, this specific map. They are very hit and miss though. So I wouldn't be surprised if they can come in firing on all cylinders on Overpass instead. That was the map that they obviously picked. They've got to be feeling somewhat confident. They've got a high play rate on it, so they're picking it in a lot of their series. They're playing it in almost all of their best of threes. But a complete whitewash, a 16-4. And we will go to a very short break before we get into potentially the final map of this series. So don't run away. Don't go very far because we'll be right back right after this.
LOOT.BET, made for live betting.